I've worked on over 500 BMWs across 15 years as an independent specialist, and I can tell you with absolute certainty, the used BMW market is a minefield right now. Here's the problem. BMW makes some of the best cars on the planet, but it also makes some of the most expensive mistakes you can buy. And the gap between those two things is invisible to the average buyer standing in a used car lot. Dealers know this. They're counting on it. So today I'm going to show you exactly which used BMWs you need to walk away from. And the only three I'd actually put my own money into. Because getting this wrong doesn't just cost you a few $100s. It can cost you thousands. Overnight. Before you've even made your first payment. Let's get into it. Number 1. BMW E46, 3 Series, 1999 to 2005. The E46 is one of the most beloved BMWs ever made. And that reputation is exactly what makes it dangerous. Here's what dealers won't tell you. The E46 has a structural flaw that affects every single car in the lineup, regardless of mileage, regardless of how carefully it was driven. I'm talking about the rear subframe mounting points. The E46's rear subframe bolts to the chassis floor via 4 mounting points. The problem is the sheet metal in that area isn't strong enough to handle the torsional load from the rear differential over time. The metal fatigues. It cracks. And on the more powerful models, the 330i and 328i, the additional torque accelerates the damage. The insidious part is that there are often no symptoms until the cracks are severe. You won't feel it in normal driving. But if you put the car on a lift and look underneath, which a dealer won't do for you at the point of sale, you'll find cracking in the floor pan around those subframe bolts on the vast majority of high-mileage examples. Repairing it properly means dropping the entire rear subframe, fuel tank, and suspension, then welding in reinforcement plates. At an independent specialist, you're looking at several hours of labor plus parts. On top of that, the E46 is now old enough that cooling system components, Vano seals, and disavows all need attention. The E46 is a driver's car. It's not a sensible used purchase anymore. Number 2. BMW E60, 5 Series, 2004 to 2010. The E60 is where BMW's reliability reputation took its biggest hit, and where the most unsuspecting buyers get hurt, because on paper this looks like a lot of car for the money. It was the first 5 Series to feature the iDrive system, and it represented a massive technology leap for BMW. The problem is technology complexity and long-term reliability are not friends. Let's start with the engines. The N62 V8, found in the 545i and 550i, is one of the most maintenance-intensive engines I've worked on in 15 years. Valve stem seals fail, producing blue smoke on startup and at idle. The valley pan gasket, buried deep in the engine, leaks coolant and oil. Replacement requires significant disassembly time, and the labor cost alone at any competent independent shop makes the repair expensive. The inline-6 models are better, but not immune. Vano's solenoid wear causes rough idle and reduced torque. The electric water pump, yes, electric, fails without warning, and when it does, overheating damage follows quickly. Then there's the electronics. The iDrive system on early E60s was notorious for failures and frustrating behavior. Window regulators, sunroof drain issues, and electrical gremlins run throughout the chassis. The E60 and its successor, the F10, generate more owner complaints than any other 5 Series generation. Some people will tell you the E60 is a misunderstood classic. Those people either got lucky or they haven't done the maths on what they've spent keeping it running. If you're looking at an E60 with a V8, my advice is to keep walking. Number 3. BMW F10, 5 Series, 550i, 2011 to 2016. N63 engine. Now we're getting into serious money pit territory. The F10 550i carries the N63, BMW's 4.4-liter twin-turbo V8. And I want to spend some time on this one because I see buyers getting badly burned by it consistently. The N63 is a performance engine with an aggressive, hot V layout. The turbochargers sit inside the valley of the engine rather than outside. That design maximizes power output. It also traps heat in the worst possible location, directly around the engine internals. Early N63 engines. Everything before the 2012 technical update BMW called the N63 TU. Had severe issues. Excessive oil consumption from failing valve stem seals. Fuel injector cracking and leakage. Premature timing chain wear. And in the worst cases, rod bearing failure from oil starvation. The problems were serious enough that BMW launched what they called the N63 Customer Loyalty Program in 2014. Essentially an acknowledgement that the engine had issues that needed addressing. Under that program, BMW replaced timing chains, valve seals, and other components. But here's the critical point for used buyers. Many of those repairs were only covered up to certain mileage thresholds. A used 550i on the market today may be well past those thresholds. If timing chain replacement is needed on an N63, parts and labor at an independent specialist run into the thousands. If valve stem seals are gone and oil consumption is high, you're looking at a major engine job. Repair costs can stack to $5,000 to $10,000 on a single failure event. I see N63 powered 550i and 750i models listed on the used market at prices that look attractive, sometimes under $15,000. That price is low for a reason. The previous owner did the math. If you're considering any N63 car, insist on full service records and ideally have an independent BMW specialist inspect it before purchase. The N63 TU from 2015 onward is a significantly improved engine, but you need to know which version you're buying. And this is exactly why the second half of this video matters. Because for every BMW on this list, there's a version of this brand that doesn't do any of this to you. We'll get there. But first, for more traps you need to know about. Number 4. BMW E60 M5 2006 to 2010. This one is for the buyers who know just enough to be dangerous. The E60 M5 has a naturally aspirated 5.0-liter V10. The S85, making 500 horsepower. It sounds extraordinary, and it is. But the S85 has rod-bearing issues that are well documented across the BMW specialist community. The tight bearing tolerances required to make 500 horsepower at high RPM have proven unable to handle the demands of regular road use over time. The bearings show accelerated wear. And when bearing material enters the oil supply, it gets carried to the Vanos camshaft actuators, triggering a cascade of failures across the engine. We've seen S85 failures at 30,000 miles. We've seen them at 180,000. Mileage is not the reliable predictor you'd expect. The age of the car matters as much as the odometer. The earliest model years started failing first regardless of how many miles were on the clock. Rod bearing replacement on the S85 is a significant job. And given the age of these cars now, you're also dealing with SMG transmission pump failures, Vanos oil line leaks, and the general cost of maintaining a high-strung performance engine that was never designed for modest ownership costs. The E60 M5 is a spectacular machine. It is not a sensible used car purchase without a substantial dedicated repair fund and a specialist already on speed dial. Number 5. BMW X3, 2013, 2015, and 2020 model years. The X3 is one of BMW's best-selling models, and most years it's a solid car. But certain model years in this range stand out as consistent problem generators, particularly 2013, 2015, and 2020. These years share many of their problematic components with the X5 due to overlapping parts across the model lineup. Oil leaks are common, particularly at the oil filter housing gasket. Sunroof drain issues causing interior water damage appear repeatedly in owner complaints. Timing chain guide failure on the N20 engine, the four-cylinder found in the 28i variants, is a confirmed issue on pre-2016 production. Here's the key fact for X3 buyers. BMW revised the N20 timing chain guide design after January 2015. Cars built after that date, which generally means 2016 model year and later, have the corrected design. If you're looking at a 2013 or 2015 X3 with the 2.0-liter four-cylinder and it hasn't had the timing chain components inspected or replaced, that's a known risk you're absorbing on the purchase. The 2020 model year appeared in reliability surveys with worse-than-average scores. For a car this age, there's limited long-term data yet, but early indicators warrant caution. My recommendation, if you're buying an X3, target 2017 and newer, get full service records, and have the cooling and oil systems inspected independently. Number 6. BMW 7 Series, E65 and E66, 2002 to 2008. The 7 Series is BMW's flagship, and the E65 generation was an ambitious, technology-forward car when it launched. It was also one of the most electronically complex vehicles on the road at the time, and those electronics have not aged gracefully. The E65 uses a system called iDrive in an early iteration that was widely criticized even when new. But it's not just the infotainment that causes problems. The electrical architecture throughout this car is layered and interconnected in ways that make fault diagnosis expensive and time-consuming. Sensors, modules, window regulators, and air suspension components all have elevated failure rates. The air suspension in particular is a known cost center. When an air strut fails, it's not a cheap fix. And on a car this old, if one strut has failed, the others are likely not far behind. For a used buyer without a dedicated BMW electrical specialist and a realistic repair budget, the E65 is a car that can drain money steadily without ever presenting a single catastrophic failure. Death by 1,000 cuts. The inline-6 models are more manageable than the V8 or V12 variants, but even those carry the electrical risk. If you're drawn to 7 Series ownership, I'll tell you what to buy instead in a moment. Number 7. BMW 1 Series, 135i, 2008 to 2013. Let me be precise here, because this one has a caveat, and I know some people will disagree with it being on this list. They're usually the ones who haven't owned one long-term, or got lucky with a car that had a documented dealer service history its entire life. The 135i with the N54 or N55 twin-turbo 6-cylinder is, in the right hands, and with a solid service history, a capable and rewarding car. But the 135i appears disproportionately in the money pit category for one specific reason: buyer profile mismatch. These cars attract enthusiast buyers who drove them hard. Many examples that reach the used market have been modified, tracked, or both. The N54 in particular, the direct-injection twin-turbo 6 that preceded the N55, has confirmed issues with high-pressure fuel pump failure, water pump failure, and injector problems. RepairPal rates the 135i at 2.0 out of 5.0 for reliability, ranking it the worst model among 17 luxury compact cars it evaluated. Average annual maintenance costs on the 135i sit around $1,061 per year. 9 recalls have been issued on various 135i model years. And the Vanos Bolt issue, which affects a range of BMW models from this era including the 1 Series, 3 Series, and 5 Series, is a known risk on earlier examples. The N55 single-turbo version is a more mature and more reliable engine. If you're buying a 1 Series, that's the direction to go. And with full service records, not blind faith in the asking price. Now let me tell you what I'd actually recommend. And I want to be clear, these aren't just opinions. These are the cars that come into my shop and leave without drama. Number 1. BMW E39, 5 Series, 1996 to 2003. This is the car I recommend more than any other to buyers who want a proper BMW without modern complexity. The E39 5 Series, produced from 1996 to 2003, is widely considered by specialists and enthusiasts alike to be the best 5 Series ever built. The inline-6 engines in this generation are robust. They're not trying to do too many things at once. The electronics are relatively simple. The build quality is exceptional for the era. What to watch for: cooling system components made of plastic, thermostat housing, coolant expansion tank, and hoses that need proactive replacement on high-mileage examples. Vanos seals wear over time and cause rough idle. But these are known, predictable, affordable items to address. The E39 doesn't have active air suspension complexity. It doesn't have an early iDrive system to fail. It doesn't have a hot V-twin turbo with heating problems buried in the engine bay. It's a well-built, well-proportioned, rear-wheel drive luxury sedan. And the key word is luxury. Because this is what BMW used to mean when they said that. You drive it, and you feel it immediately. This is the BMW you buy when you want to actually enjoy the car instead of planning the next repair. If you've got a $10,000 to $20,000 budget and you want the best used BMW you can buy for that money, I can't think of a better investment. and some clean examples are still well under that. Number 2. BMW F30 3 Series, 2016 to 2018, 328i and 330i. The F30 is the right answer for buyers who want modern features, reasonable running costs, and BMW's proven driving dynamics, without the significant risk of the models I've already covered. The timing chain issue with the N22.0-liter engine in early F30 production is real and documented. But BMW revised the design after January 2015. Cars built from the 2016 model year onward have the corrected timing chain components. This is a specific, verifiable fix, not a vague improvement. Target a 2016 to 2018 F30 328i or 330i. Check the VIN and confirm the build date is after January 2015. Any reputable seller will provide this. Prioritize examples with full service records and documented oil changes at or below BMW's recommended intervals. The 6-cylinder 335i is a more exciting car, and the N55 engine is solid. But for pure reliability and lowest long-term ownership cost, the updated N24-cylinder is the pragmatic choice. Consumer Reports data supports the 2016 F30 as above-average reliability for its class. Modern enough to feel current. Simple enough that you're thinking about where to drive it on the weekend. Not what failed overnight. Number 3. BMW F10 528i with N52 engine, 2011 to 2013. Here's one that surprises people. The N52 naturally aspirated inline-six. The N52, used in multiple BMW models, including the E93 series and early F10 5 series, won Ward's 10 Best Engines awards in 2006 and 2007. It's not a turbocharged engine trying to produce maximum power in minimum displacement. It's a proper, naturally aspirated straight-six with a track record of durability when maintained correctly. On the F10 5 series, the 528i with the N52 is a significantly different ownership proposition than the 550i with the N63. It lacks the turbocharged performance of the V8, but it also lacks the valve stem seal failures, the fuel injector cracking, the timing chain tension issues, and the eye-watering repair bills. What a check! The N52 has known hydraulic lifter noise when cold on high-mileage examples. Addressable with fresh oil and updated lifters. Vano's solenoid wear shows up as rough idle and reduced throttle response, and solenoid replacement is a manageable cost at an independent specialist. High oil consumption on worn examples often traces to the crankcase ventilation valve. Again, a known and affordable fix. Choose a well-documented F10 528i with the N52, full service records, and cooling system maintenance history. You get a 5 Series that still drives like a proper BMW. Smooth, refined, rear-wheel drive. Without the anxiety of owning something that can surprise you with a 5-figure repair bill. That peace of mind is worth more than the extra horsepower you're leaving behind with the V8. Here's the summary that could save you thousands. The E46, E60 V8, N63 powered 550i, E60 M5, X3 in problem years, E65 7 Series, and poorly maintained 135i. These are the cars where the purchase price is a down payment on something much larger. The E39 5 Series, the post-2015 F33 Series, and the N52 powered 528i. These are the cars where you're buying BMW quality without inheriting someone else's deferred maintenance bill. And the one thing dealers will never volunteer. The difference between a BMW that costs you nothing for 3 years and one that costs you $5,000 in the first 6 months is almost never visible at the point of sale. It's in the service records, the VIN build date, and the specific engine under the bonnet. Know what you're buying before you sign anything. If this saved you from a mistake, or confirmed what you already suspected, hit subscribe. Every video on this channel is built on 15 years of seeing what actually goes wrong, not what the brochure says. I'll see you in the next one.